Okay, let's continue with Emerald Tablets. This is part 6. Chosen was I from the sons of men, taught by the dweller, so that his purposes might be fulfilled. Purposes yet unborn in the womb of time. Long ages I dwelt in the temple, learning ever and yet ever more wisdom, until I, too, approached the light emitted from the great fire. Thoth is saying that he was instructed and guided by a higher being. This master played a crucial role in his education. Purposes might be fulfilled, yet unborn in the womb of time. So basically, these teachings were meant to prepare him for future purposes or missions that were not yet known or realized. He also says here, long ages I dwelt in the temple. Once again, this confirms that when you are on this spiritual journey, it takes time for you to reach great fire, learning ever and yet ever more wisdom. Once again, Thoth is putting emphasis on learning new knowledge, learning new things, so that this knowledge can be stored within yourself. Knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. So the more you know, the more you can, and the more you can do, the more you can help people around you and guide them in turn. So basically, your purpose here on earth is to make things better, to turn darkness into light. Thoth continues here. Taught me he the path to Amenti, the underworld, where the great king sits upon his throne of might. This is also very, very deep. Taught me he. So basically, once again, he been taught this way. This is not something you can figure out on your own. Maybe you can, but it's much easier if you have a mentor. So you need to be taught this. The path to Amenti. Amenti is a key word here. The underworld, where the great king sits upon his throne of might. Great king is another key word here. And if you remember that in the very beginning, Thoth is saying, I Thoth, the Atlantean, master of mysteries, keeper of records, mighty king, magician, living from generation to generation. And here he is mentioning this mighty king. As he dwelt in this temple, he learned more and more wisdom. And that's when he learned the path to Amenti, basically, the underworld, where the great king sits upon his throne of might. So there is a very, very, very deep meaning behind this great king. It's about self-mastery. Deep I bowed in homage before the lords of life and the lords of death, receiving as my gift the key of life. Once again, this is very, very deep stuff. Very, very deep stuff. This right here is very, very big. If you know, you know. Free was I of the halls of Amenti, bound not by death to the circle of life. Far to the stars I journeyed until space and time became as naught. So one way of looking at it is that Thoth became free of the halls of Amenti, halls of the illusion, bound not by death to the circle of life. So he learned a great trick here. Far to the stars I journeyed until space and time became as naught. This right here tells you that Thoth reached this higher level of consciousness or spirituality. Basically, his soul was free. His soul was liberated. He was not trapped here on earth anymore. Then, having drunk deep of the cup of wisdom, I looked into the hearts of men, and there found I greater mysteries and was glad. For only in search for truth could my soul be stilled, and the flame within be quenched. I looked into the hearts of man. This right here tells you that Thoth understood the nature of people and nature of life experience here on earth as a human. He understood deeper truths of being alive here on earth and different experiences you go through. And in this tablets, Thoth is talking a lot about conquering your fears and mastering your fears. He's also talked about that random things doesn't really happen. You have different laws that rule this universe. So if you know the law, you will gain the power of cycles. Basically, you will be able to control destiny in a sense, because you will know, what will come after. A clear example of this would be, let's say, someone who knows how to make money. People who are really good at business and, learned how business works, they can, lose everything and they can build a new business very, very fast because, they know how to build businesses. They know how to talk to people. They know how money works and how investments work and what steps you have to take in order to succeed. So basically, it all comes from your knowledge and understanding of the reality. And once you gain this deeper knowledge, you will be able to look at life differently. For only in search for the truth could my soul be stilled and the flame within be quenched. So basically, Thoth's soul could only find peace and fulfillment through pursuit of truth and knowledge.